good afternoon. Just now I'll start about groups, how the groups are formed, what is the group behavior, what are the group properties. So all these things we'll discuss now. First of all, what is group? Why should you live in group? When you are living in a society where satisfying much of such needs like survival needs, social needs, just by sharing, many needs are being satisfied. So always we want to share with somebody. So staying in a group helps us in different ways. गोटे एकुटिया रही निजको लगे जमी गोटे असहाय लगे गोटे ग्रुप रही तुमको लगे जमी समस्त तुम अटेंड कर तुम डिफिकल्टी भी इजियर हो जाए तेणु आम जो ग्रुप हो जो लोक एकाठी हो गले से ग्रुप खाली नुहे आम स्टेशन रे आम टिकट काउंटर ठिया हो गोटे ग्रुप नुहे कि जाऊँ गाड़ी बसचु एकाठी प्लाटफर्म पर से ग्रुप नुहे कि गोटे रास्ता जाऊँ गोटे कौन अटकी गलु गोटे देखिए गोटे आम एकाठी गलु सी गोटे सेमती ग्रुप ना ग्रुप हो गोटे कतोटा जिनस अच्छे प्रॉपर्टी ग्रुप अच्छे जहाँफल आम ग्रुप कहूँ सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल केते गोटे कही प्रॉपर्टी कहि लोक मैंने एकाठी होते या सब थिले आम कह गोटे ग्रुप फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल group is a collection of two or more persons who perceive themselves mutually as a members of a group. One or more than two persons or two or more persons mutually perceiving as sharing something as a group. Secondly, they should have common motives. Aim thibo, common aim thibo, common purpose thibo. Thirdly, they must be interacting. Khali member level hobani. They must be interacting. Interaction, transaction rahuthibo. So there must be direct interaction or indirect interaction. Katha direct hochonti by indirectly jane passively attend korchi. So directly by indirectly there must be interaction. खाली इंटरेक्शन कल हेनी दे मस्ट बी म्यूचुअली इन्फ्लुएंसिंग जनकर प्रेजेंस आउ जन को प्रभावित कर जनक उपस्थित आउने उपकृत हो लास्टली खाली म्यूचुअली इन्फ्लुएंसिंग हेनी से जो ग्रुप टी एकाठी होते लोक एकाठी होते अपार्ट फ्रॉम कॉमन मोटिव अपार्ट फ्रॉम इंटरेक्शन अपार्ट फ्रॉम म्यूचुअल इन्फ्लुएंसिंग they should have some rules regulation governing rules तार ए नियम ग्रुप रो थिबो ए नियम को भांगिबो जे ग्रुप मेंबर हेबरिबनी तो कॉमन रूल थिबो बा तुम असाइन रोल थिबो तुम गोटे पदवी मिलथिबो बा तुम गोटे मेंबर बोली तुम गोटे किछि ड्यूटी रेस्पोंसिबिलिटी थिबो गोटे असाइन रेस्पोंसिबिलिटी थिबो तो रोल एंड रेस्पोंसिबिलिटी मस्ट बी देयर तेणु यही गुड़िक थिले आमे कहू ये गोटे ग्रुप आमर गोटे क्राउड अच्छी आमे देखू एथर एकाठी होती गोटे कौन देखिए हुआ है कि गोटे जमी पार्टनर जमी तेणु यही गुड़ाक सब हूँ गोटे कलेक्शन ऑफ पीपल ग्रुपिंग ऑफ पीपल तार कॉमन मोटिव नहीं म्यूचुअल इन्फ्लुएंसिंग ना ये क्वालिटी चार्टा कहलु प्रॉपर्टी एटा ना तेणु आम कहूँ गोटे क्राउड बिहेवियर ग्रुप बिहेवियर डिफरेंट टीम आ ग्रुप आम गोटे क्लास रे गोटे पिला बसती सब गोटे ग्रुप कि गोटे सेक्शन ए सेक्शन बी कि आम गोटे जो माने स्टूडेंट्स आर रेस्पोंसिबल पाठ पढ़ते गोटे ग्रुप से निज रिस्पांसिबल सी गोटे गोटे ग्रुप कि तुम्हें गोटे ग्रुप गोटे मेंबर गोटे प्रोजेक्ट रे गोटे मेंबर यही माने पार्टिसिपेट कले द पार्टिसिपेटिंग मेंबर्स दे कैन बी टीम द ग्रुप आर गोटे क्लोजर टर्म आर ए पावरफुल टर्म आम जो ग्रुप कहूँ मेंबरशिप लोक नेले मेंबर हेले केतोड़े फंक्शन केतोड़े नीड केतोड़े पूरण हुए तेणु ग्रुप कैन प्रोवाइड some needs or some needs to be satisfied, some needs to be fulfilled in a group. Number one, the group can be satisfying your ego needs, egoistic needs, जो कि तुम्हारा सेल्फ एस्टीम तुम्हारा स्टेटस ये भी रहला प्रोटेक्टेड गोटे ग्रुप मेंबर हेले तुम सेल्फ एस्टीम रोचे तुम स्टाटस रोचे ए ग्रुप मेंबर तेणु तुम स्टाटस भी रोचे तुम पोजिशन रोचे तेणु ये गोटे एगोस्टिक नीड केटा ग्रुप द्वारा पूरण हुए दुई ग्रुप द्वारा केतोटे फंक्शनल नीड्स भी पूरण हुए तुम ग्रुप रे रहिले यू एडजस्ट टू अदर्स रूटीन वर्क कर केतोटे अचीव कर तेणु तुम जो फंक्शनल नीड केतोटे फंक्शनल नीड पूर्ण हो जाए काम तुम जो कर काम गुड़ाक तुम कर बाय शेयरिंग इन द ग्रुप तेणु ग्रुप तुमको डेली एक्टिविटीज रे हेल्प करे तेणु गोटे फंक्शनल नीड फुलफिलमेंट हुए एंड थर्डली ग्रुप जो तुम केतोटे कॉग्निटिव नीड्स पूर्ण हुए कॉग्निटिव नीड्स कौन तुमर यू तुम बिलीफ सिस्टम बा तुम रियलिटी सागर तुम इंटरेक्शन अबाउट रियलिटी तुम जहाँ से इंटरेक्ट करुच अबाउट द एनवायरनमेंट तार तुम अवेयरनेस बढ़े तुम क्लारिटी बढ़े तुम जो कॉग्निटिव पिक्चर रिस्ट्रक्चर्ड हुए एवं कॉग्निटिव नीड्स फील्ड अप हुए तुम परसेप्शन तुम थिंकिंग गेट्स इन्फ्लुएंस्ड also it becomes easier तो ग्रुप द्वारा तुम केतोटे नीड फिलअप हुए लगे एगोइस्टिक नीड फंक्शनल नीड कॉग्निटिव नीड एटा को पूरण हुए आम जो ग्रुप कथा कहूँ ये सब तार कैरेक्टर्स थी लोक मैंने एकाठी ये कैरेक्टर्स थी with this enrollment and this type of characteristics we just this is group ये जो ग्रुप हम कहूँ केते प्रकार how many types of groups are in fact of many types आम ग्रुप को केते गुड़ाए फीचर देखिए आम भाग भाग करवा with some characteristics or some criteria we can say these are the type of groups example गोटे criteria होची perceived bond among group तुम्हारे जो ग्रुप रे बसुचु रहउचु we develop a perceived bond of relationship due to face to face interaction so a bond जो perceived bond दी प्रकार गोटे होची कॉमन बॉन्डिंग आउट जो कॉमन आइडेंटिटी आमर प्रथम टा जो कॉमन बॉन्डिंग आमर म्यूचुअली we interact and we are having a strong relationship bond among ourselves it is a common bonding out है कौन ना common identity कौन ना आमर गोटे आम गोटे आमर गोटे थाए गोटे we are identified in a common base for example आम कहूँ आम सिटीजन ऑफ इंडिया गोटे कॉमन आइडेंटिटी आम कहूँ आम रेभेन्सा अभियान रेभेन्सा कॉलेज स्टूडेंट आम कहूँ आम उत्कल यूनिवर्सिटी स्टूडेंट तेणु आम जो कहूँ आम एटा स्टूडेंट आम एटा लोक এইগুଡ଼ା ହେଉଛି ଗୋଟେ ଆଇଡେଣ୍ଟିଟି। ତେଣୁ ଗୋଟେ ଗ୍ରୁପ୍ର ଗୋଟେ କମନ୍ ଆଇଡେଣ୍ଟିଟି ରହୁଛି। ତେଣୁ ଏକରେ କମନ୍ ବଣ୍ଡିଂ ନେଇକରି ଗ୍ରୁପ୍କୁ ଡିଭାଇଡ୍ କରିପାରିବା, କମନ୍ ଆଇଡେଣ୍ଟିଟି ନେଇକରି ଗ୍ରୁପ୍କୁ କରିପାରିବା। ତେଣୁ ଗ୍ରୁପ୍ର ଏଇ ଯେଉଁ ଟାଇପ୍ ଡିପେଣ୍ଡିଂ ଅନ୍ ଦିସ୍ ଟୁ କ୍ରାଇଟେରିଆ ୟୁ କ୍ୟାନ୍ ସେ ହୁଇଚ୍ ଟାଇପ୍ ଅଫ୍ ଗ୍ରୁପ୍ ଇଟ୍ ଇଜ୍। ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ହେଲା ଏଣ୍ଟିଟିଭିଟି, ଏଣ୍ଟିଟିଭିଟି বা ଏଣ୍ଟିଟେଟିଭିଟି, ଇଏ ଗୋଟେ ହେଲା କ୍ୟାରେକ୍ଟରିଷ୍ଟିକ୍ ବା କ୍ରାଇଟେରିଆ। এই ক্রাইটেরিয়াটা মিন করছি যে হাউ দি গ্রুপ ইজ held as an entity, or you can say what is the group cohesiveness. So you should, in the group you are finding face to face interaction, and you are having a common goal, and the members are almost similar like their behavior. So আমি কହୁଛୁ তোমার dissimilar, আমি କହୁଛି ଆମ ଗ୍ରୁପର ସେମାନେ ନୁହନ୍ତି। ତେଣୁ ଆମର ଗୋଟେ କମନନେସ୍ ରହୁଛି, ଗୋଟେ କମନ୍ ଏଣ୍ଟିଟି ରହୁଛି, ଗୋଟେ କମନନେସ୍ ରହୁଛି। ନଟ୍ ଓନ୍ଲି ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ ୱି ଆର୍ ଭେରି କୋହେରେଣ୍ଟ, ଆମର ବି ରହୁଛି ଯେ ଆମର ସିମିଲାରିଟି, ଆମର କମନ୍ ଗୋଲ୍, and the group itself is a consequence of members. ମେମ୍ବରମାନଙ୍କୁ ନେଇକରି ଗୋଟେ ତିଆରି ହୁଏ। ତ ମେମ୍ବରଙ୍କ ସିମିଲାରିଟି, ମେମ୍ବରଙ୍କର ଯେଉଁ ୟୁନିଟି, ତାକୁ ନେଇ ଆମେ ଗ୍ରୁପ୍ କହୁ। ତେଣୁ ଏଇ ଯେଉଁ ଏଣ୍ଟିଟିଭିଟି that also indicates what type of group it is. ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ହେଉଛି primary group or secondary group. Group may be either primary or secondary. जो तुम voluntarily योगदान कर जो ग्रुप रे to achieve your purpose, that is secondary group. जो तुम already enrolled involuntarily, which also protects your interest, and all the characteristics are there, and you are in that group, that is a primary group. So here in primary group, suppose I can say that the membership of family, and here the membership is almost there, it is pre-existing, or membership in a caste, say a caste लोक, এই ପରିବାରର, এই ଧର୍ମର, এই ଜାତିର, এটা pre-existing, ତମେ କିଛି ଜାଣି କରିନ, এটা ଇନଭଲଣ୍ଟାରୀ ଆଗରୁ ହେଇଛି। So this group is primary group. Primarily you are a member. Primarily means from the beginning you are a member. Automatically, involuntarily you are a member. So secondary group, where you are a member voluntarily. You just become a member for some purpose. When the purpose achieved, you throw away the group or go and get out from the group. With the family, you are a caste. इसलिए तुम्हें तुम्हारा ऑप्शन नहीं. You are a member. You are identified as a member from the very beginning. You are a primary group. So this primary group and secondary group, one is involuntary or the voluntary, clearly indicates that a primary group is very powerful, it is more stable, long-lasting, and secondary group is almost like purpose-oriented. And then you come the other type of group like formal and informal. When in a group you are having set of rules, regulations, role prescriptions, or we can say when we explicitly state the rules and functions or the norms of a group, explicitly means we declare it, then it is a formal group. In the informal group, not necessary to make any explicit rules and regulation. For example, तुम गोटे स्कूल पढ़ुच, ये स्कूल पिला, ये स्कूल यूनिफॉर्म, ये स्कूल रूल्स, ये स्कूल रेगुलेशन, ये बड़े जीव ये आसब, ये सब एक्सप्लिसिट नॉर्म. तुम्हें जाइए पार्क को, तुम साथ तुम छोट भाई भाई आछंती, आउ छोट भाई भाई आउ छोट पिला भी आछंती, से गले खेलिले एकाठी पिंगले बॉल पिंगले ए 5 मिनट सोनी खेल के पुणी पळाइले. तेणु एठी जो पार्क रो ग्रुपटा सेटा हला informal. Whereas the other group, reading in a group like in a school or in a particular team, that is a formal group. So formal group is identified with some prescribed rules, regulations, norms. That is explicit. And now we'll come to what are the components of group. In the group, what you have are the members are having. What are the components? Number one, there is status. The members, they are having some status. The members are having some position. Identified roles. The status. ଆମେ କହିବା ଘର କଥା ଘରେ ଗୋଟେ ଷ୍ଟାଟସ୍ ଅଛି ଘରେ ତୁମର ଫାଦର ହେଲେ ଗାର୍ଡିଆନ ମୁରବୀ ସବୁଠୁ ଗୋଟେ ଏଜେଡ୍ ଘରର ସିଏ ହେଲେ ମୁରବୀ ହି ଇଜ ଦ ମୋଷ୍ଟ ରେସ୍ପେକ୍ଟଫୁଲ ମ୍ୟାନ୍ ୟୁ କ୍ୟାନଟ୍ ଡୁ ଏନିଥିଙ୍ଗ ୱିଦାଉଟ୍ ହିଜ୍ କନସେଣ୍ଟ ସେମିତି ସ୍କୁଲରେ ବି ସୁନ୍ଦର ଟିଚର ଦେ ହାଭ୍ ଦ ରୋଲ୍ ଟିଚର ଟିକେ କ୍ଲାସକୁ ଆସିଲେ ସମସ୍ତେ ଠିଆ ହେଇଯାଉଛ out of respect. ତେଣୁ ତୁମର ଗୋଟେ ଗ୍ରୁପରେ ପ୍ରତି ପିଲାଙ୍କର ପ୍ରତି ମେମ୍ବରଙ୍କର ଗୋଟେ ଆସାଇନ୍ଡ ରୋଲ୍ ଅଛି ଏବଂ ଗୋଟେ ଷ୍ଟାଟସ୍ ଅଛି ପୋଜିସନ ଅଛି ଗୋଟେ ଅଫିସିଆଲ ପୋଜିସନ ଅଛି ଏଗୁଡ଼ା ସବୁ ଆମର ଗ୍ରୁପର ଗୋଟେ ଲକ୍ଷଣ ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ହେଉଛି ରୋଲ୍ସ ଯଦି ଗ୍ରୁପରେ तो क्या कौन रोल दिया जाए गोटे सो द रोल फॉर एग्जांपल गोटे क्लास रे मॉनिटर तार गोटे रोल अच्छी इते ये करिवो गोटे क्रिकेट टीम रे गोटे गोटे थिबो कैप्टेन तो रोल्स आर नाउ आइडेंटिफाइड सो स्टेटस द पोजीशन नाउ रोल्स दे आर फंक्शन at personal level they have some roles and third is norms in the group you have some norms are implicit rules the rules are implicit and here so all of us agree upon that rule that informal rule and that rule guides them. Say you agreed upon a rule. ଯାହାକୁ ସେମାନେ ମାନିଛନ୍ତି ସେଟାକୁ ତାହେଲେ ଗୋଟେ ନର୍ମ ଆମ ଅଫିସ କି ଆମେ ସବୁଦିନ 10ଟା ବେଳକୁ ଆଜି ପହଞ୍ଚିବୁ ଆମ ଅଫିସ ଆମର ଯୋଉ ଅଫିସ ତାର ଗୋଟେ ନର୍ମ ଆମ ସ୍କୁଲ ଏତେବେଳକୁ ଆରମ୍ଭ ହେବ ଏତେବେଳକୁ ଛୁଟି ହେବ ସ୍କୁଲକୁ ଏଇ ଡ୍ରେସ୍ ପିନ୍ଧିକି ଆସିବୁ ଏଗୁଡ଼ା ଆମର ନର୍ମ and we all accept it. So every school or every group or every gathering or where you are having the interaction like group features, we have some norm. So group has some norm. And also group is having cohesiveness. Cohesiveness means we feel like oneness. So all the members they behave as one. This cohesiveness we can describe in 3-4 points also, like perceived homogeneity. We all look like homogeneous. Same type of thought, same types of behavior. So there is a perceived homogeneity. There is also supportive and cooperative behavior in groups and out groups. In the in group, you will have all cooperative behavior. And the same behavior not in the out group. Our attitude to out group different. And in our group, we are very cooperative, supportive. We help each other. The supportive and cooperative role is there. And also, in the cohesiveness, we feel like more oriented to one another. I mean, we are all goal oriented. We are more oriented to one another means we all together work towards a goal. So the behavior or action is always goal oriented. And also the other thing which is indicating cohesiveness, that is a high moral. The group members, they have high moral. They are very disciplined. They are proud of their group. They say very high of the group. They are having a high moral. Moral. Moral means their perception about the group is very high. And also these members are adamant to the out group. I mean, they are not so much liberal to the out groups. They feel they are better. There is a strong in-group feeling. And due to cohesiveness, the members display more intra-group attraction. And here, they are attracted towards each other. They are having more commitments. When you compare the in-group, out-group, the in-group people are having more intra-communication, intra-attraction. They are more committed, which is not in the out-group. So, the in-group members, they are more committed. So, these things, this commitment, or this type of interaction, supportive cooperative interaction, this type of goal orientation, so all these indicate cohesiveness. And the group is indicated through its cohesiveness. Now I will tell you the stages of group formation. केमिति ग्रुप तैयारी हुए मु कहि क्राउड होची गोटे मियर कलेक्शन ऑफ मेंबर्स किंतु ग्रुप खाली मियर कलेक्शन नुहे क्राउड टा मियर कलेक्शन किंतु ग्रुप टा जोटे होमोजेनस कलेक्शन द मेंबर्स हु फील ऑल अलाइक they have specific need, they have specific purpose and a shared purpose. Not only specific purpose, they share it also. The collection of the group convert the group under different phases. This group is now formed after members are collected or members are grouped or members are coming together. Now they undergo different stages, and after going through stages, on the mere collection, the group is formed. The first stage is forming. So forming stage means, so here the members, they get together. And here they do not know each other. They just get together. They do not know. Never have met also earlier. They are first time meeting. They do not know the goals also clearly. They do not know the procedures also clearly. They have all come. They have all gathered without knowing the identity, without knowing earlier each other. Or without knowing about one another, they are not very sure the name, where from, the position, but they are assembling. So this assembling, this getting together or the gathering is just forming. They are just gathering to form something. Then storming. So here the next phase is storming. In storming, they have a lot of conflict regarding various roles. आमे कौन करिबा कि हमर नेता हबो आमे कौन सब एक आमे कौन हम अचीव करिया गोल कोथ पे हमें एक ग्रुप तैयारी करिबा So there will be clarity towards goal. ଆମେ ଏମିତି କଲେ କରିବା ଏଇଟା ହଉଛି storming. We storm means we think, discuss the strategies. The third stage is norming. So here you finalize what is norms. What should be our norm? How the behavior can be regulated. So what should be the division of responsibility? Who should be what? And also, most interesting thing is this: we have to devise the method how to measure our performance. So all these things are clear when the norming stage is going to be over. Then we come to the next stage, performing, and this is the most important stage, because at this stage we believe in execution. We execute things. The members, they devote their efforts. And here, all of us, all of the members in the group, we try to achieve the goal. It's a goal achieving stage. And the next stage is adjourning. So adjourning means now our goal is achieved. So we can disband the group. Now, not necessary to be in the group now. The group had a purpose achieved. So the group may be adjourned. So all these stages are there. So these stages are there through which, like forming, storming, norming, performing, adjourning. So all these stages through which now we find a group. And ultimately, the group starts with a common motive goal, and when the goal is achieved, then there may be thinking whether the group will exist or not. We may think we should think whether to make a review of the functioning. We should make whether there is corruption or not. We should say whether people have all got the benefits or not. You can think that. Or you cannot stop the group as such. No group necessary. So like this, we develop groups, and also we disband it. Now, what is group effectiveness? So how can the group become effective? So a group is effective in terms of goal achievement. If there is no achievement, you are not an effective group. So not only goal achievement, also the satisfaction, personal satisfaction. The members who are there in a group, they should see, they will be happy that the goal is achieved, and they are also very happy. They are personally involved, sharing, and the success of the groups depends on them, that they feel, their interaction, their leadership, their socialization. So all these things contribute to their personal satisfaction also. So how the goal is achieved, how the personal needs are meted out, and how they are feeling compatible. So all these things indicate group effectiveness. If the members are not happy, if the goal not achieved, then the group is not effective. And when there is a group, the group undergoes different processes. Most importantly, there are 3 processes through which the group is functioning. The first process is social facilitation. Prathamadhara. social facilitation. This means where a member is functioning better, or his behavior is functioning becomes more active due to the presence of others. Maybe there is a type of facilitation that is called social facilitation. ଅନ୍ୟଙ୍କର ପ୍ରଭାବ ଯୋଗୁ now he is contributing more, behavior is more easier, he behaves well. So that is called social facilitation. ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ପ୍ରଶ୍ନ ହେଉଛି କ'ଣ ନା social loafing. ପ୍ରଥମଟା ହେଲା କ'ଣ ନା it is now facilitated. Second is loafing ମାନେ ତୁମର motivation is reduced. Individually ତୁମର ଯୋଉ ପ୍ରକାର ଥିଲା strong motivation, the group ହେଇଗଲା with that is now you are going to be bound by norm, and here the need or the motive, or you can say the force through which you are working may be reduced. That is social loafing. It may be due to your attention to so many factors, or maybe other possessions, so you are not sure that in a group whether you can achieve your own need or not. So these things reduce the motivation. That is called social loafing. Motivation reduced means now the efforts also will be reduced. Members from active membership, they become inactive member. Another process is de-individuation. That is one important process we see in the group. In the group, the member, it is a very big group, and the member himself feels very insignificant. In hierarchy, so many other members. In the root level, there are so many, plenty of members. Number is so high, so he may feel himself insignificant. So now, what happens? So because he feels himself insignificant, he thinks others do not know him. So a feeling of anonymity comes to the mind. ଗୋଟେ ଗ୍ରୁପରେ ସବୁ ଲୋକ ଥିବେ, ସେମାନେ ସବୁ ମାନେ ଜୋରରେ ପାଟି କରିଦେବେ, ଜୋରରେ କହିଦେବେ, ବା ଆମର କ୍ରାଉଡରେ ଦେଖିବ କଣ ହୁଏ, ଟେକା ଫିଙ୍ଗି ଦେବେ, ଜୋରରେ ଗାଳି ଗୁଲୋଜ ଦେବେ। ସେ କାହିଁ କରନ୍ତି ନା ସେ ଜାଣନ୍ତି ଯେ ତାଙ୍କ ନାଁ କହି ଜାଣନ୍ତିନି, ଦେର anonymity, ଯାହା କହିଲେ ବି କେହି ଜାଣିପାରିବେନି କେହି। ଏ ଯୋଉ ରହିଲା ଗୋଟେ ଡି-ଇଣ୍ଡିଭିଜୁଏସନ, এই ଯୋଉ ଗୋଟେ ଯୋଉ ଆଇଡିଆ, এই ଯୋଉଟା ମାଇଣ୍ଡକି ଆସେ, ଏ ମତେ କେହି ଜାଣିପାରିବେନି, ସେତେବେଳେ ମେମ୍ବର ଅଛନ୍ତି କିଏ ଜଣେ ଦେଖୁଛି କଣ, ତ ନିଜେ ତାର ଯାଇ ତା କହିଦିଏ। ବେଳେବେଳେ ଦେଖୁ ହୁଲିଗାନିଜିମ୍, some people behave like hooligans. ଏଗୁଡା ସବୁ ଏଇଥିପାଇଁ ହୁଏ, because of the de-individuation. ଏ ନିଜର ଯାହା ଶାଳୀନତା ବା ଯାହା ଏକ୍ସପେକ୍ଟେଡ ବିହେଭିୟର, ଯେମିତି କରନ୍ତା ବିହେଭିୟର ତାକୁ ଆଉଟ ବାଟ କରିଦିଏ, ଜାଣେନି ମୁଁ କଲେ କିଛି ଜାଣିପାରିନି କେହି। ତେଣୁ ଗ୍ରୁପ ଇନଭଲ୍ଭସ୍ ଦି anonymity. We all focus on leaders. Leader ଟି କଣ କଲା ଆମେ ତାକୁ ଜାଣିଲୁ, କିନ୍ତୁ ମେମ୍ବର କଣ କରୁଛି କିଏ ଦେଖୁଛି, ଏମିତି ଗୋଟେ ଧାରଣା ହୁଏ। ତେଣୁ ଏ ତିନିଟା ପ୍ରୋସେସ ଆମର ଗ୍ରୁପରେ ଥାଏ। ଗୋଟେ ହେଲା ଆମର ସୋସିଆଲ ଫାସିଲିଟେସନ, ଗୋଟେ ହେଲା social looping, ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ de-individuation. A three processes they influence the behavior in the group. our group behavior এই তিনটা প্রসেসরে ইনফ্লুয়েন্সড হুয়ে now we come to group decision making. So the group is a shared platform and here the decision is a binding decision for all the members. One thing we find in the group, that is group polarization. Group polarization means the decision is polarized. This means extremeness is there. One member as an individual may not be that strong in his decision, but in the group they can have a very strong decision. But they can have an extreme decision. For example, attack କରିବାକୁ ଜଣେ ମେମ୍ବର ହେଲେ ଡରିବ, ଭାବିବ ଗ୍ରୁପ ଅଛି ହଁ ଚାଲ ମାଡ଼ିଯିବ, ଗ୍ରୁପ ମାଡ଼ିଯିବ, ଏ ଯୋଉଟା ଏକ୍ସଟ୍ରିମନେସ୍, এটা হচ্ছে গ্রুপ পোলারাইজেশন. So due to this group polarization, the risk is shift. They take risk. Individually you are afraid of taking risk, but in group you take risk. That is due to group polarization. ତେଣୁ ଯଦି ଡିସିସନ୍ ମେକିଂ ଆମର ଗ୍ରୁପରେ ହେଉଛି, ଆମର ପ୍ରଥମ ଜିନିଷ ହେଉଛି ଗୋଟେ ପ୍ରଥମ ଫ୍ୟାକ୍ଟର ଗୋଟେ ଗ୍ରୁପ ପୋଲାରାଇଜେସନ୍. ସେକେଣ୍ଡ ହେଉଛି ଗ୍ରୁପ ଥିଙ୍କ. So in a highly cohesive group, there is a group think. Group think means everybody is now conscious. We reject a decision. Or you accept a decision because of group discussion. The group thinking, collective opinion. We all contribute collectively to a decision. Group thinking. And thirdly, we can have in the group. These things actually, these two processes are there. Mostly, we are getting as influencing in our decision making. And in these two processes like polarization and group think, we find the members, they cooperate. In group thinking, as I said, they cooperate. Out of their cooperation, we have a common decision. So now these two conditions, they influence the group decision making. They influence how we take a group decision. Now I'll tell about cooperation and competition. And a group behavior, group decision, or anything about group we say, that depends on the cooperation of the members. And in fact, we find the members are either cooperative or competitive. The cooperation means working together to attain a shared goal. ଏକାଠି କାମ କରିବା ବା ଏକାଠି କାମ କରି ଗୋଲ ବା ଲକ୍ଷ୍ୟ ହାସଲ କରିବା, ଏଇଟା ହେଲା କୋପରେସନ. But competition is different. Competition indicates something else. And here the individual tries to excel others in performance. Not only excelling, Sometimes they try to hinder the performance of others. In competition, they are the competitive means they want to excel others. They feel they are superior. They feel they have to do more. They feel they can contribute more. They feel they should be in the front line. And if somebody is coming up, they try to prevent it also. So competition and cooperation, they make clearly visible in groups. The members are cooperative, the group has some significant achievement. With the competitive members also, the group has its own significance. So the group performance as a whole largely depends on the cooperation and competition among group members. And the factors that determine the cooperation and competition are many. Number one, reward structure. If we give a reward in a group basis, for example, suppose in a cricket ଖେଳ ହେଉଛି ଆମେ କହିବା ମ୍ୟାନ୍ ଅଫ୍ ଦି ମ୍ୟାଚ୍ ଗୋଟେ ଗ୍ରୁପକୁ ଦିଆଯିବ ଗୋଟେ ଦିଆଯିବ ଯୋଉ ମ୍ୟାନ୍ ଅଫ୍ ଦି ମ୍ୟାଚ୍ ଗୋଟେ ପ୍ଲେୟାରକୁ ସେ ପ୍ଲେୟାର ୱିନିଂ ଟିମ୍ ହେଇଥିବ ଲୁଜିଂ ଟିମ୍ ହେଇଥିବ ଖେଳିଲେ ଭଲ ବି ଯଦି ଟିମ୍ ଲୁଜ୍ କରିଗଲା ସିଏ ଆଉ ମ୍ୟାନ୍ ଅଫ୍ ଦି ମ୍ୟାଚ୍ ହେଇପାରିବନି ତାହେଲେ ଦେଖିବ ଏ ଗ୍ରୁପ there will be group effort all will try so it can induce more cooperation. On the other hand, the individual efforts will promote competition. Group efforts promote cooperation. Individual effort promote competition. The cricket team, if there is a group effort, you will get more results. So now, the other determinant is interpersonal communication. If the members in a group, they are having healthy communication, if they are knowing each other's problems, they are communicating well, they like each other, then naturally there will be more cooperation. So more interpersonal communication indicates more cooperation. The mutual liking, mutual appreciation will increase cooperation. And thirdly, reciprocity. If a member initially shows respect to others, member when he joined initially, he liked somebody, respected somebody, cooperated. If initially you cooperated, you will also get cooperation. So members' behavior is important in making the group cooperative or competitive. That is the factor of reciprocity. It's reciprocal. If you cooperate, you will get cooperation. So like this, these three conditions, like rewarding, like interpersonal communication, like reciprocity, that determine the cooperation and competition in a group. The group has, now can come to group conflicts. In the group, we are having conflicts. The conflict is a condition where you think that others have taken better share or others are taking action incompatible to the group norm. or others are taking action incompatible to their own interest. ଆମେ ଭାବୁ ଆମର ଯୋଉଟା ନିଡ୍ କି ଆମର ଯୋଉଟା ଇଣ୍ଟରେଷ୍ଟ ସେଇଟାକୁ କିଏ ଦେଖୁନାହାନ୍ତି, ତେଣୁ କନଫ୍ଲିକ୍ଟ ସୃଷ୍ଟି ହୁଏ, ଦ୍ୱନ୍ଦ୍ୱ ହୁଏ, ଆମକୁ ରହିବୁ କି ନାହିଁ ବୋଲି। To compete in the group have many causes. Now I can discuss the cause of the conflict. Number one, faulty attribution. We assign cause wrongly. For example, for our failure or group failure, we assign that they are responsible. So we attribute the failure to others' interference wrongly. ତେଣୁ conflict ସୃଷ୍ଟି ହୁଏ। So the cause assignment, wrongly assigning cause, it becomes a cause of conflict. ତୁ ଜାଣିନ କ'ଣ ଘଟଣା ସତ କଥା, ତୁ ସନ୍ଦେହ କରିକିରି ତୁମେ ତାକୁ ଦୋଷ ଦେବା ଫଳରେ ତୁମର ଡିଫରେନ୍ସ ସୃଷ୍ଟି ହୁଏ, ଡିଷ୍ଟାନ୍ସିଂ ହୁଏ। ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ହେଉଛି କ'ଣ ନା ଫଲ୍ଟି କମ୍ୟୁନିକେସନ। ତୁମେ ପ୍ରପରଲି କମ୍ୟୁନିକେଟ୍ କରିପାରୁନ, ତେଣୁ ତୁମର ସନ୍ଦେହ ରହୁଛି ଅନ୍ୟମାନଙ୍କ ଇଣ୍ଟରେଷ୍ଟ ଉପରେ, ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ମେମ୍ବରର ଇଣ୍ଟରେଷ୍ଟ, ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ମେମ୍ବରର ଡିଲିଙ୍ଗସ୍, ତୁମେ ସନ୍ଦେହ କରୁଛ, କନଫ୍ଲିକ୍ଟ ହେବ। Thirdly, tomorrow, now suppose you are holding new view and closer to reality, you are getting a new view, new idea to achieve the goal, but you find other members are selfish, biased. So you are having a new view, you are having a new idea, and you are trying to get goal quickly also. You think your approach is, your effort is very significant. କିନ୍ତୁ ତୁମେ ଭାବ ଯେ ଅନ୍ୟମାନେ properly they are not cooperating because they are selfish. They are not cooperating. They are biased about you. They don't want to cooperate. ତେଣୁ ତୁମର conflict ଆରମ୍ଭ ହୋଇଯାଏ। Another is initially you have a poor performance, suppose in a group, ତେଣୁ ତୁମର immediately ନେଗେଟିଭ ଫିଡବ୍ୟାକ୍ ଆରମ୍ଭ ହୁଏ। ତେଣୁ ଏ ନେଗେଟିଭ ଫିଡବ୍ୟାକ୍ ଯୋଗୁଁ ପରସ୍ପର ନେଗେଟିଭ ଫିଡବ୍ୟାକ୍ ରହିବା ଫଳରେ এটা କ'ଣ ବ୍ଲେମିଂ ଇଚ୍ ଅଦର, ୟୁ ବ୍ଲେମ୍ ଇଚ୍ ଅଦର, ତେଣୁ ତୁମ ଗ୍ରୁପ ଫେଲୁଅର ହୁଏ, ପରଫର୍ମାନ୍ସ କମିଯାଏ, ତେଣୁ କନଫ୍ଲିକ୍ଟ ଆରମ୍ଭ ହୁଏ। ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ହେଉଛି ଫିଲିଂ ଅଫ୍ ଡେସ୍ପରେସନ୍ or feeling of deprivation and discontent. ତୁମେ ଭାବ ଯେ ତମ କଥା କେହି ଭାବୁନାହାନ୍ତି, ତମ ଇଣ୍ଟରେଷ୍ଟ କେହି ଦଉନାହାନ୍ତି, so you feel that your interest is being ignored, you are deprived, so you think of changing the group because of now the conflict arises, whether I will change or not, I should stay. And next perceived inequity. So we feel the group achievement, the reward distribution is not equal among all members. There is no uniformity. The sharing not equal. There is inequity. Means some people are getting lion's share, some people are not getting share. So this feeling creates conflict. देखिए गोटे ग्रुप अच्छी किसी तुम खाया भितर किए गोटे गिफ्ट किसी मिलला, बहुत लोग गिफ्ट लोग नहीं जाए, तुम कौन पाइबनी, तुम भाव ये इक्वाली बंटा कथा, इक्वाली बंटा होनी कि लायन सार किए अधिका नहीं होची, तुम भाव कौन इनइक्विटी, तेणु कनफ्लिक्ट हुए, कहीं रही जाए। Another point of which there is a feeling that other groups do not respect your norms. When they do not respect your norm, they do not respect one group, the outer group, do not respect the inner group. There are two groups, one group not liking, respecting the other group norm. Then both groups will have conflict. So now the conflicts are caused in so many ways. Now what outcome comes out of conflicts? Conflict is कौन हुए? That the outcome of conflict, result of conflict. So now the conflict has a chain of reaction. When there is a conflict, we have a number of reactions, number of incidents happening in a group. Number one, there is number one poor communication. Member one ଭଲ ସଦା ରହିବନି କଥାବାର୍ତ୍ତା ରହିବନି. There will be poor communication. There will be mistrust, suspicion. ସନ୍ଦେହ କରିବେ କାଳେ ସିଏ ତାକୁ ଯାଇ ଆମେ ଯାହା କଥାବାର୍ତ୍ତା ହେବା ସେ କାଳେ ବାହାରେ କହିଦେବ ସନ୍ଦେହ କରିବେ. Secondly, ଟିକେ ଟିକେ ଡିଫରେନ୍ସଟାକୁ ଆମେ ବଡ଼ କରି ଭାବିବା, like magnifying or escalating trivial differences. ଟିକେ ଟିକେ କଥାରେ ଟିକେ ଟିକେ ଡିଫରେନ୍ସ ହେଲା ତ ବଡ଼ କରି ଭାବିବା. By any difference, we think in a very big way. Also, we try to increase our own power over others. ଆମେ କହିବୁ ଯେ ଆମେ ଯାହା କହୁଛୁ ଠିକ, legitimate. And lastly, there may be subgroup formation. A group ରୁ subgroup ତିଆରି ହେଇଯିବ, faction ହବ, ଭାଙ୍ଗିବ group. Now, what are the strategies to solve the conflicts? How can you solve the conflicts? Number one, so put a superordinate goal. तुम्हारा goal अच्छी, से goal था वो. तुम आउट ए goal रखिबो, जो कि both the faction group को acceptable. State difference किंतु country आसिला बेलକୁ ଗୋଟେ subordinate ordinate. Not nation ପାଇଁ we sacrifice something. So introduction of superordinate goal. Secondly, alter perception. You change the perception by persuasion, by education. You make the members educated. You persuade them. You change the behavior through media, exposure. So this is altering by changing the perception. Thirdly, by increasing contact, intergroup contact. India Pakistan match खड़ा होची. ताकि तेरे गिनी ग्रुप आउट ग्रुप पार्टी तुम लोग कॉन्फ्लिक्ट सब होची. किंतु तुम्हें ता पूर्वरु तुम्हें जो करिबो ए टॉक्सी प्लेइंग बा फ्रेंडली प्लेइंग आगुरु मैच पूर्वरु देखो तुमरो ए प्रकार कॉन्फ्लिक्ट कमिट. So here you increase intergroup contact. The neutral ground, the neutral place रे एकाटी करा. से मिसिले ताकर जो परस्पर प्रति आकु सस्पिशन कमी जीवो, conflict कमिबो. Then you going to draw your boundary. तो जो boundary तुम्हें ये conflict को ये boundary तो change करो. And also you start negotiation. Negotiation is how to have an acceptable solution. You start negotiate. Dita group asagiri discuss karo. And also you there is a structural solution means you redistribute the resources. Tomorrow there should be equal distribution the group rate. And also you respect others' norm. You should start respecting others' norms. So all these 7 points, in all these 7 conditions help you to resolve conflicts. So as I told you, for group effectiveness, resolve conflict, there should be more interaction, communication. And the communication is very important phenomenon. Now we'll talk about communication. Communication means it involves transmission. It involves receiving messages. Number one. Number two, communication means involving people, at least two. one sender, one receiver. One person not able to communicate. At least two persons should be there. And thirdly, the communication should be active. It must be continuous. It must be active. It must be continuous. It must be reciprocal. ଜଣେ କହିଲେ ହବନି ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ କହୁଥିବ এই তিনটা ଜିନିଷ ହେଲେ communication can be continued. Communication can be effective. So that is communication. Communication means all these things. All these three conditions indicate there is communication. And the communication is of two types mainly: verbal, non-verbal. And verbal communication may be oral, using what we are speaking. It may be written. So you can have communication by writing, by speaking. And also you can have non-verbal communication. And the non-verbal communication, not speaking or writing, that is facial expression. That is wave walking, nodding head, mundo haleva. So all these non-verbal, verbal communications can occur together also. मैं कहला बेले तुम्हारा फेशियल एक्सप्रेशन भी काउंट करे. हमारे verbal communication हमारे content information दिए about content. And non-verbal communication, it helps how to interpret the contents. बेले non-verbal communication, non-verbal cue, verbal cue different है पारे. If the difference है controversy है but when they contradict, we find non-verbal communication, non-verbal cues are more important. We rely more on non-verbal communication. So we have different styles of communication. These communication styles may be of different types. It may be passive. Passive means so we can communicate through body language. We can communicate. We can avoid eye contact. Without looking directly, we can communicate. So we can communicate by chewing something or biting pencil, biting pen, or you can putting hand in the mouth. So the communication here can be passive. Means so you are communicating, though you are not very serious, not active, you are still communicating. So this type of communication usually comes with the person who are having low self-esteem or who are timid, bhaya karanti, but they are indecisive. So these people, they are having this type of communication. Then there is another communication called aggressive communication. Like passive, the opposite is aggressive. So in aggressive communication, we disregard the rights of others and we force our own view, our own need. Our opinion, we try to impose on others. We speak in aggressive tone, aggressive gesture. दबाई कथबार्ता करूँ, it's aggressive communication. And we have also passive aggressive communications. So we speak in a passive way, किंतु हमारा result है aggressive. Passively कहूँ, किंतु आम कथा को हम समझ बड़े impose करिया पे. So our communication है assertive communication. The assertive communication is very important. We communicate by mutually respecting each other. We communicate, but while communicating our thoughts, ideas, we respect each other mutually. That is very powerful communication, and this communication is very important. Now we come to the barriers of communications. There are two barriers of communications. One is physical barrier of communication. So physical or environmental barrier. There may be noise when you are communicating. Suppose you are going to speak I am now speaking. There is no sound here, background sound, background noise. So that is a barrier. So improper timing or distance between the sender and receiver, or noise or any on your sound in the communicating channel, that creates barrier. That's a physical barrier or environmental barrier in communication. There's another barrier, that is psychological barrier. When you communicate, sometimes we communicate not very freely. We have prejudice, or we are having distrust. We don't believe, so you don't be free, frank, or you can be negative in your approach. Sometimes we communicate with inhibition, like we have a fear of feeling of fear of failure feeling, or fear of failure, and also the persons who are having inferiority complex, they are not free to speak. So these are the psychological factors which hinders communications. So like this, communication have two barriers: physical, environmental, other is psychological. So that we are able to communicate properly on our purpose, on our ideas, and thus that affects the interaction. Thank you.